Oh, what do we got, Frankie?
Hey, friends.
Oh,
how are you?
Really breaking
you
news?
know yourself.
What do we got?
Yes, you know yourself. I don't mean to interrupt.
No, I want to hear it.
Please.
It's a great card, but we do have some breaking news on this
just
Thursday.
finished
You know,
it. This
the
is
UFC.
perfect timing.
Well, we've been sitting here waiting. I didn't want to be completely
You should have.
rude. Yes, Nah, we're timing things out. We're
talking about English breakfast. All right. Fill us in. What is happening
Jordan
here?
doing his thing. Frankie's doing his thing. Andy doing their thing. Everyone's doing their thing. So some breaking news.
Okay.
If you guys want some, all week long, we have been talking about your trip to Des Moines. I have taken it upon myself to cancel said trip because, my friends, you are no longer going to Des Moines. You are going to the Republic of Azerbaijan. Yes, according to sources, the UFC is close to finalizing an event, a debut event in the Republic of Azerbaijan in June later this year. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, wow, Azerbaijan, that is pretty random. Well, I do want to remind you that there are over 10 million people who reside in the Republic of Azerbaijan. It is technically located in Asia, but it is bordered by 4 countries: Russia, Georgia, Armenia, and Iran. So those are,
there's a few fighters from there.
There's a few fighters on there.
I immediately went to Rafael Fiziev.
Well, you took the words right out of my mouth. There is a very famous fighter who hails from Azerbaijan. Great call on your part. He would seem to be a shoo-in for this event. No official confirmation as to whether or not he is in fact going to be on the event. He told us last week, it was, right, that he was considering a move to 145. Now, I do want to stress this. There were a lot of reports that the UFC was going to Qatar in May, and then they seemingly, called an audible, and now that event, I think, is happening at the Apex, which is, quite the shift. And so I do want to say that things are very fluid right now, but there's a lot of money being thrown around, and Mark Shapiro, who is the head man over at TKO in that conference call that we've now talked about a few times, did mention that they were going to move a few Apex events to international locations, right? And so this would certainly fit in one of them. A date that I've seen thrown around is the 21st of June. So let us see. But I think that would be very interesting, and I think we can all kind of guess the fighters that would want to be on that card, right? The fighters that would love to be on that card. A lot of the Dagestani fighters, the Chechenian fighters, Azerbaijanian fighters, and on it goes. Yeah, there's a ton of them. So let us see. But my friends, that's probably not the biggest news that I have for you on this Thursday afternoon. Dana White likes to break news on Wednesdays. We like to break news on Thursdays here on the Bots in the Basement. I am hearing via multiple sources that the UFC is very close to welcoming back former UFC title contender, former Ryzen Bantamweight Grand Prix winner, former Ryzen Bantamweight champion, and potentially now former Ryzen Flyweight champion, the great and very popular, the pride of Japan, Kyoji Horiguchi. This is a fighter that a lot of fighters speak very highly of at American Top Team. They call him the consummate teammate, professional friend. Everyone loves him, and the fans love him as well. He left the UFC, if you recall, in 2017. He was on a 3-fight losing streak, and he just decided to kind of go back home to really build up Ryzen once again. I'm not really sure what happened with my throat just there, but anyway, he had a great run over in Ryzen, and would you believe it? In the last 8 years, he fought 20 times over the last 8 years. So if you're wondering, okay, why did you leave the UFC? Well, maybe activity, maybe to grow his star power a little more. I did notice on his socials earlier today, he's sponsored by New Era in Japan, which is pretty damn cool. In fact, I'm rocking some New Era gear right now, my Big League Chew Blue Jays gear.
That's pretty sick.
Courtesy of my friends over at New Era in anticipation for the new season that is about to commence. And so Kyoji Horiguchi close to coming to terms on a deal that would see him to come back and fight in the UFC's flyweight division. And who might he fight? Who might he fight? Who might he fight?
Well, this
I am. Yes.
I mean, you're alluding to it. You mentioned how great a teammate he is. You mentioned how great a friend he is. naturally, it would lead to the conclusion that one of his teammates and friends, Alexandre Pantoja, is in the same gym.
No. I mean, that would be incredible, but no, that's not what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that one of the opponents being discussed for his return fight would be Tagir Ulanbekov, who is 3-0 in his last 3 fights, who last fought in January of this past year, had a win over Clayton Carpenter, has wins over Cody Durden and Nate Manes. That is a fight that is being discussed as a potential for this card in Azerbaijan. You see how it all comes together here and now.
Kyoji Horiguchi versus Tagir Ulanbekov in Azerbaijan.
Potentially, yes. Now, very fluid, and I'm not trying to kind of play coy here and sit on the fence, but a lot of things are being moved around. There's a lot of fluidity. Like I said, there was strong talks that there was going to be a card in Qatar, and perhaps they do go back to Qatar at some point. But now we're hearing that it's not going to happen, and so let us see. But the Azerbaijan fight night event, which, by the way, I can't wait for that fight feast. I mean, that is going to be an absolute scene. What is the cuisine over in Azerbaijan? What do they got over there?
You tell me. Azerbaijan food, plav, dolmas. Oh, dolmas are my absolute favorite.
How's your passport? You good?
You do have to acknowledge that one of Azerbaijan's most famous sites is the Yanar Daj, the burning mountain.
You have to acknowledge that. You have to.
Of course you have to.
A natural glowing fire burning on a hillside along the Caspian Sea. By the way, true to its name, the mountain has been blazing for at least 65 years strong.
Shit.
So perhaps
you
could go visit the land of fire. I'm not quite sure.
Yo,
are you coming with?
I might just do a dolma eating contest. I just recently discovered dolmas. It's like rice stuffed into grape leaves.
Oh my God!
It's like I can put those back like nobody's business.
Now, do you like them cold or hot? Because you can have them 2 ways.
I'm chilled. Are you a hot guy?
You're chilled, yeah. I prefer hot, but my grandmother makes them. Excuse me, I prefer chilled. My grandmother makes them hot. Which I like as well, and some people actually put meat inside of them.
Ooh, I've actually never had them hot, so I can't really speak on it. I've only ever had them chilled. Yeah, the passport's ready to go. Are we booking the trip to Azerbaijan?
And are you coming?
Any direct? Well, you know what? I appreciate you guys inviting me this time. It's very kind of you. Like we're getting in on the ground floor.
Do we just go? Is Rotterdam, is Glory 100 going to be the week before? So we just go to Rotterdam, shows all week from Rotterdam, and then we'll just fly out to Azerbaijan. Yahoo Azerbaijan Studios, we'll have it set up by then. This is all coming together.
Any direct flights from JFK to Azerbaijan?
What's the
LGA, JFK, EWR? We'll find it. Don't worry about it.
Easy work.
This is why I love the UFC. It's such a global sport. Baku is the capital.
Yep.
Flights.
That's right. The capital city of Baku.
It looks
but
beautiful.
Again, people will say like, they can't go every week all across the world. There's literally countries over in Asia that are willing to pay top dollar to bring the UFC to town. Don't tell us that they can't do it. Now, I suspect, I truthfully suspect that we're going to see less and less Apex events because of this, because the world has opened up again, as Dana White likes to say. But, I was looking, Azerbaijan, I think, has a 10 to 12,000 seat arena. So it may not be the first choice, and I could just hear the fans over in Chicago saying, "I can't believe Azerbaijan's getting an event before us." Azerbaijan got an event before GTA 6.
I knew that shit was coming. I knew you were going to say that.
Are you kidding me?
I knew you were going to say that. You do have to be sour if you're a Chicago fan.
Yeah, we're getting GTA 6 before the Chicago event.
We're going to Azerbaijan. It's just like, but we're not going.
Who's more sour, Chicago or the fans in Lemoore, California, who were promised an event in the early days of the pandemic at the Tachi Palace? But honestly, Azerbaijan or not, seems like a lovely place. Horiguchi back in the flyweight division would be tremendous.
It's tremendous,
and you bring up a great point.
But it's only interesting to me if this is now in pursuit of the flyweight title. That's the only.
Would you have put him in a title shot, in a title fight 100%. Off the jump?
Well, yes, but that requires a conversation now with Alexandre Pantoja. That because, as I said, teammates, friends, like main training partner, like that will have to be something that they'll have to come to terms on. I believe in the past when they've spoken about it, like they were open to it. It wasn't going to be a potential problem in their relationship or anything. They are competitors. But that's the only interesting thing for me for Horiguchi. Horiguchi is cream of the crop, top level. You bring him in, one fight, and then title shot. I would have given him a title shot off bat, honestly.
Yeah, because
Pantoja's got no opponents.
They just gave Kai Sakura a title shot off the bat. It's not like you have to necessarily. Maybe you have to reintroduce Horiguchi, but you have a whole highlight reel of fights.
Yeah.
He fought for the belt. I know it ended in a not good way for him, but it's not like he's like if Asakura got one off the jump, why couldn't he? That being said, strong reports that Kai Kara France going to get this title shot, so maybe the timing doesn't work out, and maybe he just has to fight one time. And oh, by the way, there are so many fighters who call ATT home. Like look at when Armin was talking about Moicano and DP and all. Like there's so many different like factions there. I won't sit here and say that I'm an expert at like the state of the relationship between Horiguchi and Pantoja, but it wouldn't be the first time that two ATT guys are faced with this quote unquote predicament.
No, it's a massive gym. There's a lot of training partners. There's a lot of coaches. They typically can find a way to make that work.
Two things. One, on the Horiguchi front, it really feels like the UFC is dedicated to getting a star from Japan. I know Horiguchi is returning, but I mean the flyweight division will now have Tatsuro Taira, Kaya Sakura, Kyoji Horiguchi, like three guys that could potentially be title challengers. And obviously Asakura moved right into a title shot when he got here. So I find that interesting. And then
Great point.
The second thing, Azerbaijan, where will they hold this? Because I'm looking at arenas now, and it looks like they're all open air. Like it doesn't seem like they have any closed-in arenas.
So I saw that too, but I think I saw one that was like around 10,000, but it did seem from the photos open air.
Yeah, I think I'm seeing the same one. Maybe Boxell Arena, and it looks like it is in fact open air.
It's an open air. Golly.
Yeah, it's called an arena, but there's no
That's
no roof
the thing
on
that
it.
was tripping me up as well. They were calling the arena stadiums, and so I wasn't quite sure. That part I can't claim to know the specific. Believe it or not, I've never actually been to Azerbaijan, and I'm not too.
All right, when we all go.
Is that where they do the stadium show?
cross it off.
Baku National Stadium holds 69,000. Sell out for Rafael Fiziev.
I mean,
now
the question is,
Komen?
Fiziev would have to be the main event, right? I mean, like
unless it was a pay-per-view, you'd have to do Fiziev.
No, it's not a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So the question is he fighting at lightweight? Is he fighting at featherweight?
I think
that's in 3 months.
The bigger fight would be a lightweight fight, but
who is it?
I don't know. You tell me.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, like, there's obviously big names or maybe bigger names in his vicinity at lightweight, but I was too soon.
He's not going to be healed up by then.
Yeah, I am very intrigued by the idea of him fighting at featherweight. If you look at that fight against Justin Gaethje, he looked considerably smaller than him.
Well, we just saw him. Who was he standing next to? Aljamain Sterling, who was bigger than him.
Yes. That was crazy in the parking lot over there. Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, it speaks to just how crazy Aljo's weight cuts are as well. Yeah. But I'm curious. I would just think like you said you didn't have to look that up, right? When I said Azerbaijan, who'd you think of? You think of
Fiziev for sure.
All right. I now have breaking news myself.
Oh, okay. Dun, 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 dun.
Frank, I also have breaking news.
Someone in the chat has answered our question. Baku Crystal Hall is it looks like a 12,000 seat arena, 27,000 with standing room, and it does have a roof. I just sent Jordan the picture of it. Absolute beauty of an arena. I don't know where this thing is, but when we go, we're going to have to get some good pictures in front of it because it is it's a beaut. It's a beaut. Shout out to the Crystal Hall. But that looks like that's where they would do it.
All right, it seemed like you were going down a path featherweight. What do you think? What are you thinking?
Off the top of my head, I don't know. I mean,
who's out there? We've got is Emmett in a fight? Does Emmett have something booked?
The first name that I thought of was John Silva. Yes, Emmett's fighting Lerone Murphy in a couple weeks.
That's right.
John Silva versus Fiziev, I think, would be incredible.
Geez.
But he's fighting in April, and that would be too quick of a turnaround. There's a million. I mean, between 145 and 145, there's a million different guys.
Brian Ortega.
Look, Brian Ortega, but that's 155. I think his future is at 55.
Yeah. I guess they're kind of two ships passing in the night, eh?
Yes.
Swap. Yeah.
I mean, it would be a great fight at 55 if he stays there.
Yair would be sick, but obviously he's fighting on 314. Lerone Murphy,
Pitbull,
if he gets
quick
a win?
turnaround.
But yeah.
I mean, that's 2 months.
Yeah, Lerone
Seems
is
like
also a quick turnaround.
I mean, let's call it what it is. As long as he gets an opponent, that
Yeah.
stadium will be rocking. It doesn't really matter who's going to step in there.
Arena Crystal Hall, Baku Crystal Hall.
Sorry.
Look at that.
Look at that.
thing.
Oh,
Look
damn,
at
that
that.
is nice.
That's
Go ahead and Photoshop
Yeah.
me in. That's going to be a great pick.
I know you guys have a lot to get to, so I don't want to take up more time, but there you have it. Horiguchi moving towards a return. Let's hope that they get it done. I think everyone would be very excited about that. Azerbaijan, if you're from there, cross your fingers if that's something you believe in. Hopefully it has a better fate than the Qatar debut. And so exciting things happening if you are an international fan and a longtime fan, because let's be honest, Gooch is one of those like hardcore fans' favorite fighter. So I think a lot of people would be excited about that. All right, guys, I'm out.
Well,
Peace.
while we have you, can you
sorry.
just sign
No,
off? I'll just book it right now so we can all get to Azerbaijan as quickly as possible here.
Yes,
Turkish Airlines to
yes.
Istanbul.
What do we got? What do we got?
It's like 13 hours, but I think we can do it.
Turkish Airlines, I'm down for.
Shout out.
Yeah.
All right.
By the
Great
way-
airline, top
By the way,
rated.
this is like 10 hours less than going to Riyadh, by the way. Like this is nothing.
Easy, light
This is
work. We're
actually
there.
nothing.
All right.
No direct though. No
Sorry
direct
to the
No
people
direct from
of.
JFK, I'm sorry.
Direct, man. It's bonding time.
Yeah, sorry to the
where was the
people.
layover for that one?
Istanbul.
Should we
Both
spend
ways?
more time?
Both ways.
Let's do
Yeah.
the Istanbul, but we stay an extra day. You hit up your boys from
Fight
Hairtime
Feast.
now. No, not Fight Feast.
That's
Get the plugs. Get the plugs, baby. I'll be back.
Thanks for watching this video. Before you go, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for us. Also, give us a thumbs up, leave a nice comment. These things go a long way. And while you're here, do check out the rest of the channel. We've got live shows and full interviews, clips, and a whole lot more. We're doing big things here, and we appreciate your support very much.